Guys, we just tick over 10:30, so we've got our first auction of the day here at 67 Husband Road. We're pretty fortunate. We've got 4 auctioneers at our office. So Michael Thompson, our senior auctioneer, he's going to be doing this one. It's a decent crowd here today. Just had the coffee leave. We've got a number of bidders. We're expecting to not have a non-referral auction, so that means that we don't have to stop the auction, and for the auctioneer to go inside, we look like we're probably going to put this on the market without needing to do that. He's just started the auction, so how about we just have a look inside and see how we go.
Volume 8314, folio 961, municipal land together, all the improvements known as 67 Husband Road in Forest Hill. The chattels, or goods as they're known today, that pass with the sale are standard. Fixed floor coverings, light fittings, window furnishings, and all fixtures and fittings of a permanent nature. Our terms, our vendors are calling for a deposit equal to 10% of the purchase price, and the balance be paid in a very flexible 30, 60 or 90 days time. The general conditions I'll take as being read. The only special condition, of course, I touch upon is the auction clause. That states that we're offering you this property for sale by public auction, subject to the vendor's reserve price. The highest bid, whose bid is accepted by the vendor, shall be the buyer. As the auctioneer, I may determine the amount by which the bidding is to be advanced, and I may refer any bid to the vendor prior to the conclusion of the auction. If there's any dispute arising as to the bidding, I'll simply resubmit the property for sale at the last undisputed bid. The vendor also reserves the right to refuse any bid or to withdraw the property from sale at any time before it has been knocked down without declaring the reserve price. And of course, if the reserve price is not met today, of course the vendor will negotiate with the highest bidder. Also forming part of this contract is the vendor statement. It shows that all services are connected or available for connection at the time of settlement. The outgoings of this property consist of council rates and water rates, and these do not exceed $2,000. Water by consumption is of course on top of that again, and we have a very clear title, Residential Zone 1. Well, by law, ladies and gentlemen, I must advise you of the following. Today's auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules, and any additional conditions that were made available for inspection before the start of the auction, there haven't been any. As the auctioneer, I'll indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids, major disruptions by bidders, bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and provides fines for this conduct. The rules do permit vendor bids. The words that I'll use during the auction to indicate I'm making a bid on behalf of the vendor are those words, vendor bid, and by law only I can make a vendor bid. Now, these rules have been put in place since 2003 to ensure we have a totally transparent bidding process. It's the fairest way to buy real estate, it's the fairest way to sell real estate. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. It's a cash contract, 10% deposit, 30, 60 or 90 days time settlement. Do I have any questions regarding the property or indeed the contract? Are there any questions? Well, I've got one more statement to make, and that concerns the tenancy agreement that is in place. We've got good tenants in this property. They're very reliable. They're very cooperative. They're here until June of next year. So if you're buying today, whether you buy on 30, 60 or 90 days time, you're buying in receipt of rents and profits until June 2017, just to make sure you're all aware of that. The rental return is $15.64 a calendar month, so that's around about $375 a week. So that's what you'd be buying today. Ladies and gentlemen, what a terrific property we have today, because most of you, when you come to the office, or you send me an email, or you talk to me over the phone, you say, Michael, these are our requirements. Now, they're always the same. A regular block, north-facing backyard, and a level block. And it's very difficult to find those 3 criteria in real estate. But here we do. We have a level block, 583 square metres of prime real estate with a north-facing backyard, which is what all the buyers want, what they all aspire to. A strong home that's the first time offered in 50 years. So the subdivision went through here in the early 60s, and I think that this piece of land here would have been one of the first to be snapped up. Level, north-facing rear yard in a quiet part of Husband Road. Of course, many of you will remember that Nunawading High School built in 1955, shortly after Forest Hill Chase, which is of course one of the landmarks of Forest Hill. Of course, we have Brentford Square Shopping Centre, and because we're in an established residential zone, there's a plethora of public transport systems and primary and secondary schools. So it really is a lovely property to buy. If you're here today as a first home buyer, I sincerely wish you the very best of luck. It is certainly entry level to the market here in Forest Hill. Some of you want to buy the property for investment. Well, it's a sound investment. If you look at the capital growth of Forest Hill over the last year, you'll see that we've had tremendous growth, and that will occur next year as well with the 100,000 new people that arrive to Melbourne each year. You can only just look at the amount of traffic on the road to see how many people are arriving to Melbourne. We're not building enough houses for them. Houses will appreciate next year, apartments will go down in value. This is the important piece of real estate to buy. And some of you, I know, are simply just looking at it as a piece of land. You eventually will knock the house down and build your new dream home. And you can see that happening up and down Husband Road. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, enough from me. Where can I see a fair and reasonable start? 67 Husband Road, Forest Hill. Start me where you will. If you don't start, I will start the bidding. I'll take control with the rental bid. Perhaps you should take control. Maybe you take control. Where would you like to start it? Who would like to start me? Pause for 3 seconds. Where can I see a fair and reasonable start? How about $690,000? I think that's very fair, and I think that's very reasonable. Who'd like to start me at $690,000? $690,000. Vendor bid, $690,000. I have lady in orange here. $690,000. Look for a rise of 10 from here. That's $690,000. You should all have your hands in the air at this stage.
Sorry, was that a vendor bid?
No, that's a genuine bid. $690,000. You should all have your hands in the air at the moment. $690,000 we have. $690,000 looking for a rise of 10. $690,000 looking for a rise of 10. It's great buying in Forest Hill. Look at the land behind me. It's a flat, beautifully positioned property with a north-facing backyard at $690,000. $690,000 genuine bid here. $690,000 looking for a rise of 10. $690,000 looking for a rise of 10. What are we doing, Anthony? 690. 690. Is it going to be a long auction, this one? $690,000. We're fairly bid and offered. A little bit quiet here. I look at the faces in the crowd and I can see that a few of you have been through the property and that you're interested in buying the property, but you've got to be able to put your hand up to do that. $690,000. Not going to buy the property, not just yet.
Front.
7. At 7 we have $700,000 here. At 710 here. $710,000. 20 we have now. 20 in front of me. $720,000. 30 we have. $730,000. Barely been offered. $730,000. Would you like to make it 40? 730 to my left. To my left here. 730. 750. We're on the market. We're selling. $750,000. We play for keeps. Congratulations. Well done. You might buy the property. $750,000. Selling the property.
760.
760 now. We're selling. I'm not going inside. 760 at 70 we have. 70 here to my left. 770 we're selling the property. She'll get the keys.
780.
780. $780,000. A few of you still a bit quiet. 780 with Anthony. 780. 90 we have. Thanks, Christy. 790 to my left. $790,000. 790,000. 800. 800 in front of me with Frank. $800,000 at 10. 810 here, Frank. 810 to my left. 810.
Will you take 5?
I'll take 5. We're on the market. 815. We're selling the property. 850 only. I'll give everyone the same opportunity at 5,000. Would you take 5? 10. 825. Anthony here. 825. Good bid. $10,000 bid.
830 over here.
830 with Michael. $830,000. Selling the property.
35. 835.
2 bids here. And this one's 10. 840 with you. 840 with Christy. 840,000. 840,000 to my left. Looking at my 3 agents doing a great job. $840,000. $5,000 rise will keep you in it. We're selling the property. 840 here. 5 will keep you in it.
50.
$850, good strong bid, $850,000. $850, I'll take a 5, it's okay. If you want to do a 5, 10, $860. $860 with Christy. Well done, Christy. $860,000 to my left, selling the property. $860. Looking for rise at 5, $860. $865 with Anthony. $865, 10, $875 with Christy. $875 to my left here. $875 with Christy. I'll take 5 if that helps. $875,000. $880 with Frank. Well done, Frank. $880,000. Yep. $890 to my left. $890 to my left. Selling the property, ladies and gentlemen. Not going inside. We're selling. $890,000. Give everyone the same opportunity at 5. $890,000 to my left. First call. $890,000. Selling the property. $890,000. How about a knockout at 9? $890,000. It will be selling. Give everyone a little bit of think time. If you need to jump on the phone, you better do it right now. $890. 2.5 we're selling. Yep. $890, 2.5 with Anthony. Everyone the same opportunity. You can go 2.5, Christy, if you like. $900. $900, I thought we'd get there. $900 to my left. $900,000. Selling the property. I'll take the 2.5 if you like. $900, a little bit of think time for everyone. It's an important decision. $900,000 we bid. Selling the property. $900,000. Now's your time to jump in. If you had that $1,000 in your pocket, might be a good idea to get it out now. You might be able to use it, might be able to buy the property, might have been her last bid. $890,000. $900,000. We are selling. $900,000. Can I tempt anyone for $1,000? Selling the property. First call. $900,000. I'm selling. I'll take $1,000 if it keeps you in it. $900,000 for the second time. $900,000, ladies and gentlemen. When this contract hits my hand, we've sold. $900,000 for the third and final time. Looks like you've got it. I'm just going to check. $900,000. Frank, a half will keep you in it. You've been there last bid. $500. Anthony, $500. Could have been their last bid. $500 will keep you in it. You sure? Just making sure. You're out. Thank you for your bidding. Frank, out. Not for 500. Let it go for 500. Thank you for your bidding, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to sell the property. Last chance. Anyone else wants to jump in? $900,000 for the third and final call. We're selling. We're selling. We're sold. Congratulations.
Wow, 150,000 over reserve, which is a bit crazy, but auction went really well. On the market at 750, sold at 900. I'm sure the vendors are over the moon. The buyers are just happy to get in the area. Tune in at 12:30. We'll be broadcasting the next one at 9 McGay Court in Templestowe. Thanks, guys.